Hey all, Nine here, and I'm here in front of my bookshelf ready to give you guys a tour of my manga. It's been a while. I don't think I've ever done this. But I just wanted to do it finally because I've always wanted to, so why not just do it now, right? Better now than ever, right? Let's get started. Alright, so here's my top shelf, uh, where we have the One Piece Color Walk, David Bowie magazine when he came out when he passed, since he's like one of my heroes, right next to Spider-Man, another one of my heroes. Um, and then Rohan at the Louvre, in English, the two English Shonen Jump copies. This one has the first chapter of Gintama, which is which is a series or not desperately, which I enjoy a lot. Um, here's the Shonen Jump, the Japanese Shonen Jump. This one been getting one every year. So this is 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then this year. So looking through them, you can see all the different series that have been going on, that aren't here anymore or that are still here. But this one, my grandma got me when she went to Japan. So this one is like super treasured memory for me. And then this one has the 20th anniversary of One Piece. So if we open it up, you can see like the letter that Oda wrote everyone, and it's very touching, I suppose, because I love One Piece too. Then we go on. Here's my Hanafuda cards. Here's All You Need Is Kill, a series based on the book by the same name. It's drawn by Takeshi Obata, the artist for, well, Death Note, Bakuman, and Hikaru no Go, which we'll get to later with Hikaru no Go. So here's Death Note. I recently finished this, only recently. I always wanted to finish it, but I just never did. But because of, what's going on now, I have finally had the time to sit down and finish it, and it's so good. It made me question like how good I am at writing, and that this is the only series that's ever done that, and I gotta get better at writing. On top of it is just a copy of a Death Note that I bought at an anime kanji once. I use it for cosplays and nothing much else. Here's the volume 13, how to read it. I only opened this recently, because it was wrapped. It was wrapped in like plastic, because I'd never opened it. But I didn't want to open it until I finished this, because I didn't want any spoilers. And I finally opened it, and I'm really enjoying it. Here's the series that changed my life, all of Bakuman, volume 1 through 20. I didn't get the box set, even though it kind of looks like I did with the Otter number 11. So many Yoshida's in Japan thing, which I do love, but it's no, I got this one by one, back when I was younger, and this changed my life. This is my favorite series of all time, for sure. Nothing can change that, I don't think. We'll see, but for right now, this is my favorite series ever. On top of this is just a bunch of like Shonen Jump stuff that came with it. They came with like volumes, the Japanese volumes that we'll get to later. Here are just some. This is Spider-Man. From the Spectacular Spider-Man TV series I got canceled, I think, and then One Punch Man from just a box or like a little box I got for Christmas or something. So moving down to this shelf, where there's two rows, which is something that is in every row except the top one, because it's a clean row. We have JoJo no Kimi no Boken, part 5. Then we have Steel Ball Run, which is part 7, and then JoJo Line, which is part 8. And I have volumes, obviously 1 through 13. I don't have these ones, unfortunately. And then with part 5, I have these volumes 48, 54, 60, 61, 62, which I kind of sucks because I wanted 63 because that's the final volume of part 5. And then I have the last 5 volumes of Steel Ball Run because that's like my favorite part of the series. And then I just I tried to buy all of JoJo line, so because I thought, oh, I can just get caught up, with JoJo line like that. I mean, I caught up, but not anymore. But I wanted to just buy all the volumes as they came out, kind of thing. And I got to volume 13, and then I couldn't get any more because I didn't have that money. Anyways, so I got volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Stealth Symphony, a very short series from Shonen Jump that no one really seems to know about. I mean, it's only 3 volumes, of course. No one really knows about it. And the volumes never came out in English, so I asked my grandmother to get me this when she went and got the Shonen Jump that I showed you guys earlier, and as well as a Bakuman volume, which I'll show you guys pretty soon. But yeah, I love this series. It's pretty good. It's nothing like super spectacular, but it is interesting, and I really do enjoy it, so I'd give it a read if I were you. And then next to Black Clover, I have the English version of Black Clover, but I wanted to see like the differences between English and Japanese. So I have both volumes. I have an English and a Japanese volume. And then we have oh my god, Kochira Kame, which is like one of the longest running manga, if not the longest running manga ever. It ended, I think, last year. But it is pretty funny. I laughed. I lamowed. And I don't really think there is a series that is as clever and rude with their humor as this one. But I did like it. It's kind of hard to read it since, like, you can't find the volumes in it in English, obviously, and it's just a pain to try to find all that stuff online. Anyways, here is Toteto Rakiman, which is a series that you might see if you're a fan of Bakuman. You might be familiar with how it looks like a superhero Ultra, I think. It's been a while since I've read Bakuman. But yeah, it's kind of, not really spin-off, but it's like the original version of it voiced. The anime character is voiced by Luffy's voice actress. I just wanted it because it's kind of a cool collectible. It's older and it's, a little bit more rare, or no one's really heard of it compared to like a Pyutufuku Jaga, which is my next series, obviously. I've been trying to collect this series for a while. I only saw the whole thing recently, and I bought most of the volumes. However, there was no volume 10, so I need to buy volume 10 if I want a complete series of this, which I love. I love this series. This series is so funny. It is my favorite gag series. This, and then Gintama, and then it would be Bobo Bobo, which are all great, but I think this one is just the most random, funny gag manga you could find, honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you. Because, well, Gintama has, like, the jokes and the clever writing. This one just doesn't make sense, and that's what I love about it. So moving on, right next to that, right next to Pyuto Fuku Jaga, we have Bakuman, volumes 20, and the character book, Karamon, which is really cool, honestly. The cover is kind of boring, but if you take the, like, cover off part, so if you take the cover off, you get, like, it's like a volume of PCP, which is, like, one of their better, not better, but bigger series, that Mutsudashi Shirogi ever wrote, and that's, like, it's so cool, you know what I mean? If you're a big fan like I am. And this volume here comes with the So Many Yoshidas in Japan volume that came with the English box set, so I have both the English and Japanese version of that, which is pretty cool. And then I have Space Brothers, Uchu Kyodai? Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation. I'm trying. um, which is a series I love so much. It is it is my second favorite anime series, and it is just so heartfelt and emotional and just so real. Deals with real world topics like PTSD, and things like that, of like going back into space and just doing your job and feeling like that you're not enough and things like that is just so like real, you know? Rather than like in Naruto where it's just like I don't feel like I'm enough, but I'm actually a legend. While these guys are just normal people. And then right next to it is Eater, a series I bought for $2 each, and I've never read it before, but it looked really cool because it kind of looks like Parasite in a way. So like it's really great art. Let me try to find a good page, like this. See, it's like all of that, and it's like it's really cool. I've just kind of looked through the pages, and it is cool. It's really cool. It's really heavy because it's a Shonen Jump, or it's a Jump Comics Deluxe edition. So it's like it's heavier compared to like Bakuman or even Space Brothers. So here's behind the the second row of my bookshelf, behind all the Japanese manga that you know see here. Here is the bookshelf. I have Cats of the Louvre, which is a series I really like. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. It's about a bunch of cats that live in the Louvre, and there's one cat that can go into paintings, and it's just really interesting. And then we have next to it JoJo's part 1 and 2 complete. I still haven't read this volume, though I've seen the anime. Part 3, volume 1. Part 3 is definitely my least favorite part. Hot take, I know. However, it is the most boring part to me, and I don't think you can ever change that fact. And then we have right next to it Ralgrad, a series drawn by Takeshi Obata, and the reason I didn't mention it earlier is because I totally forgot about it. It is just a forgettable series, but it is kind of cool to have. Just like, oh yeah, I have all of Takeshi Obata's work. I don't, but it'd be cool if I did, and I could say like, oh yeah, this is part of his work. I know you don't know about it, but here it is, you know? And then right next to it, Black Clover. We've talked about this before. Tengami Bachi. Uh, yeah, pretty good. Postman manga. I mean, that's what it is. Dragon Ball. I mean, who doesn't love Dragon Ball, right? I mean, it's the original, so it is a little bit different than like Z, but I like it. It's kind of it's funny. It's cute. It's quirky. That's what the kids like to say, right? Next to it, Assassination Classroom. Very colorful, very good series. I do enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to get more volumes of it or not, but at this point, no. I might just be waiting for the box set at this point. I don't even know, bro. Yeah, probably not, but I did enjoy it when I read it. Livingstone, Volume 1 through 4. I still haven't finished Livingstone because of Volume 4. I was super excited to get it, and then I opened the volume up, and the text is like all the way to the back of the spine, so you cannot read it without hurting the book. And if you know me, you know I don't like doing that. And like, it's so good art-wise, but it's just so frustrating that I can't like open it without worrying, or read it without worrying about damaging the spine and like just ruining my copy of it. And that's so frustrating to me. I might go to the library. I might just go to Barnes & Noble and break their copy. Anyways, next to it is Eyes, a series that I've been reading recently and is very good. I like it and I hate it at the same time. I really enjoy it because it is a series about, like a rom-com. And I'm a fan when it's done well, like it is here. However, what I don't like about it is how it makes me... It's so good that it makes me feel like I'm back in high school, and I just hated high school. So feeling the emotions that I felt in high school, it brings it all back, and I'm not a fan. But that's just how good it is, you know? The art is really good, as you can see here. I'm not really going to pull any out because it is a little NSFW at some points, and I don't know. I don't want to pull one out, and it's just like, oh! So read it at your own pace, I suppose I should say. Below that, we have One Piece, volumes 1 through 46 on this, and then on the below that we have volumes 47 through 70. One Piece. What is there to say? It's super long. My best friend got me volumes 1 and 2, and after that I was just hooked. Ever since then, I've just been reading it, as much as I can. And I finally got caught up around March to April-ish. I don't remember exactly when I caught up, but I got caught up, and man, the newest arc is quite possibly the best in One Piece. And you guys are like, oh, I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh, but what about Water 7? Isn't that good? It is good. It is really good. But have you read the new arc? And those of you also saying, what about Paramount War? The Paramount War arc, which is also pretty good. I've only read it once, so I don't know it as well as I do Water 7 or maybe even Baroque Works. However, everything I think past Paramount War becomes very real. And that's what I love about One Piece. It went from this kind of like childish series. I mean, it's very adult in its themes, but it is still childish in a way, of like humor and everything, and it is still like that. But with One Piece, it went from like I said, childish, no consequences, to like the government dissolving not factions, but like institutions that they built, and it is just like wild how different it is compared to the earlier versions of One Piece. But it is still a series I love very much and will read until it ends in probably like 5 years at this point, with it going every other week. Could be 8 years I wait, who knows. But next to One Piece, we have volumes 1 to 23 of Gintama, which is a series I do enjoy. I think it is very funny, but there's a reason there's only 23 volumes in America, and that is because it wasn't popular here. Though, apparently it's very popular in Japan. After I asked a Japanese friend, and she said that it is so big there, and I'm very happy to hear that, because Gintama is a series that is so funny and that not enough people have read in my friend group. And out of everyone I know, I only know like 2 people that have seen it, besides me, who enjoy it. Out of the people that have seen it and don't enjoy it, that makes 3. So it's not that big of a difference. And then next to it are Japanese volumes of Gintama. I couldn't get 24, so I have 25, 26, 29, and 30. But this 29 is my favorite volume of the Japanese volumes, because it is just a Dragon Quest clone, spin-off, whatever you want to call it. But it is very funny in the idea of like, oh yeah, it's just Dragon Quest, you know what I mean? Sorachi does it again. With the Lomaus. How does he do it so well? I don't know. Alright, so now that I've moved all of this manga that used to be here out, it's time to go through it. What's behind all of One Piece and Gintama. So I have Naruto 3-in-1s. From volumes 1 to 20. Oh my god, can I not read? Volumes 1 to 12. I was buying these when these were first coming out, so I was like, do I wait for these? Like these 3-in-1s, or do I just go with the single volumes? And I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go with the single volumes. So I just went, through the entirety of Naruto, not the entirety, but all the way to 47. Dude, can I really not read right now? 54. Just a lot of Naruto. It used to be my favorite series, and then I read Bakuman and One Piece, and now Naruto cannot compete with One Piece, nor can it with Bakuman. Right next to volume 4. Bruh, I need the Japanese, because I can read that easier. With volume 54, I have volume 1 of Boruto,
which I haven't read the volume of, but I've read the contents of it. And then next to that is the official character book, or fan book as it says, the official fan book. And what I like about this is that, I mean, it has like handjutsus, and that's like, I still remember the ones I memorized back in, 6th or 7th grade. So this has been with me a long time. And then All You Need Is Kill, the volume that inspired the manga. And man, the book is a good read, I must say. However, I gotta say, I think the manga is better just because because the book has a lot of it. It's like watching a movie version of a book, where it's the best bits, and there's none that are left out that are bad or good. Or what am I saying? The bad parts are, or the unnecessary parts, I should say, are left out, and they don't hinder the book at all. Or the manga, I should say. So the manga is just so good. And I'd give both which is the book, and the manga a good read if you want to. And then there's the movie, Edge of Tomorrow, which I was not a fan of, but many people will say it is good, but I didn't like. I just didn't think it was that faithful of an adaptation. But I'm sure it is a good movie in its own right, just not as an adaptation for All You Need Is Kill. That is just my opinion, of course. So moving on to the final shelf of this, or the final, is it the shelf? Yeah, the final shelf of this bookshelf. We have, this was behind the latter half of One Piece and the Gintama. So, what we have here is, the Pokemon and Legend of Zelda manga that are like for the kids. I used to read these a lot growing up, back in like 6th grade or something. When I was first getting into manga, these are good. I got, I'm not gonna lie, I got Diamond and Pearl Platinum, I think it's what it's called. Because I got stuck in the game, and I thought, well, it's the same thing, it'll help me. And these I just liked because there's Legend of Zelda, and who doesn't like Link, right? Moving on, we have volumes 1 through 10 and 23 and 24, 25 of Nisekoi, a series that I love so much, and it has my quote-unquote favorite waifu, is what the kids calling it these days, who is that's right, Chitoge, rather than everyone's favorite Onodera. She's good. She used to be my favorite, and then I just fell in love with Chitoge. Such a good series. I was so sad that it ended. I was like crying, and oh my god, dude, it was not a good scene. I must admit. But it is such a good series. Many people I know are just like, it was okay, but I think there's like no better rom-com. If I'm gonna be honest, this is it. This is the top. Of course, I've only read like this, Ice, and I don't think I've read any other ones. So, my opinion, it's not that great with rom-coms. And then I have this Viz manga sampler. It's just, has all these like random series that everyone loves, I guess. Part 4, Come Can't Communicate, don't know. MHA spinoff, B-Stars, bruh, I don't know. And then this girl in the back who is Urisei Yatsura. Okay. Yeah, these are the series. I couldn't tell you which one is which, for the ones I don't know. But interesting for sure to see what, like, the samplers, rather than it being just like I don't know, like a trial online. I don't know. It's just interesting because I got it for free, so it's not like I bought it. It wasn't worth. Yeah, see, not for sale or resale, but it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoy having it more than I enjoy reading it, because it's like kind of a cool thing to have, I guess. Like having like a prototype figure. It's not cool, and what it looks like. It's just cool to have, in theory. Okay, and then we have Seraph of the End, volumes 1 through 4. I used to really love Seraph of the End. It used to be like one of my favorite series, and then I just grew out of it, I guess. I took a break from manga and anime for like 2 years from, what was it, like 10th grade? 10th or 11th grade to my first year of college. I was like kind of getting back into it, but not really. And then my volleyball team at my college was like a lot of the guys that I hang out with are like super into the anime and manga. So I'm like, I don't want to get spoiled on some of these series. So I just started catching up again. But I still like they love Naruto, Black Clover, and I still am not caught up with Black Clover. But I just haven't got back into Seraph at the End. I might get back into it. I might not. I don't know. I don't. I don't remember where I was last, and that's like the most frustrating thing. Like when you kind of put down the manga and you come back and you're like, where was I? You know what I mean? And the same thing for Blue Exorcist. So I have a lot more Blue Exorcist than I do Seraph at the End. I love Blue Exorcist. I used to love this series. It used to be one of my favorites, and now I'm just like, not bad. I mean, from what I remember, it was pretty good. But I mean, I hadn't read the latter half of One Piece, so I mean, is younger me really that trustworthy when it comes to this? Um, oh my god, just thinking back on this series, so much nostalgia. It's crazy. I might just finish it just out of the nostalgic feel of it. You know what I mean? Just because. And you might have noticed with my Gintama, that volume 23 was kind of poking out. I have my my Joy-Con controller bit for my Switch, because I didn't really because I didn't want the volumes to fall over. So it used to like sit like this, but apparently the manga just said, I'm stronger, and just kind of did the Joy-Con thing like that. So unfortunate. I don't really know what I'm gonna put here. I don't have enough manga yet to do that, but hopefully one day I do. Probably fill out Nisekoi a bit more to fill this row out. And then on the end, I have Time Killers. Just a bunch of short stories that Kazuketo drew. Same artist as what was it? Blue Exorcist, yeah. Same artist, so there's a one shot in here, and then there's like, I really like this, not this one. This one's pretty cool though. I love how she colors, I have to admit. But no, there's this like series about like, I want to say like Native Americans, I think. It's been a while since I've read it, but I love her coloring in it. This one right here. I love this story. This story's my favorite in the book. It is just so good. It is a little violent, of course. I mean, it is, it is Kazuo Kato, so she is a little bit, I don't know, violent, I suppose. It's been a while, like I said, since I've read anything of hers, but it's super good. I'd pick it up. It's, kind of heavy. It's only like what? Ooh, I don't know about the price. Anyways, it's super good. I would definitely recommend if you, have the time to kill. Oh man, that was so worth it. Here I am. I just finished the One Piece section of the video, and I totally forgot about these pieces of One Piece. So this is volume 11, obviously, but what's so cool about it is how it has this like kind of shiny, I don't know if you can see it, but this shiny reflecting pattern on, that's gold, which is pretty cool. I bought this at Barnes & Noble randomly, and it was the only copy of volume 11 they had, and I'm like, well, it's pretty cool. It's used, but I think this is like one of the only used manga I've bought at like Barnes & Noble, so it's pretty rare. But I mean, the condition of it isn't too bad. It's only a few pages that are like pretty bent. But the one thing I dislike about this so much is how, as you see with all of these, they have Skypiea, Water 7, New World, etc. This one,
This one doesn't have it. It only has One Piece Volume 11, Ichiroda. It doesn't have the arc name. So, where Volume 11 lies, it lies, excuse me, right here. Between East Blue and Baroque Works. So, I don't know if this is an East Blue or Baroque Works volume. I assume it's East Blue because it's Arlong, but you know how sometimes they like to have it where it's this is just the ending of this one, but it has Baroque Works because it's the beginning of it. And I just noticed actually that it's longer and bigger than these ones. Ooh, kind of weird. Anyways, and then there's this 3-in-1 that you might have noticed. That was right here before, but it's right here now. So why do I have this when I have the volumes that it has, which is volumes 40, 41, and 42? Well, it's because my friend Big Sexy, who you may have seen on the channel before, Big Sexy, this is his copy. And why do I have it? Well, because he kind of he forgot it. You know, that's one thing. Second is, well, poor Big Sexy's copy. You see that? That, like, dent right there? Yeah, that's not anything, like, that I'm adding. That's the book itself. So when you open it up, it's like, you know, relatively good. Normal. And then you get to, this, and it's like, okay, this is fine. It's just One Piece, you know. Sorry if you haven't got it here, by the way. But anyways, it's just One Piece, Robin's backstory, you know, the good stuff of Water 7, the best part. And then you get to here. You get to these pages, which are like cut off wrong. So like you can't read what he's saying, can't read what Zoro's saying, and it's just a bad time all around. So I thought it was just such a bad. It's just so bad. Why? I mean, I'm sure that this doesn't happen as often as it does, but I just feel bad for my boy Big Sexy who got this, and it's like, bro, you know, it's like not even one chapter, it's like 2, I think, but it's so ridiculous. I mean, luckily never mind. I was gonna say luckily there's not that much text, but there's a good amount of text, but I mean, it's just so like, it's so bad. You can see it from here. You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, quality control. Come on, man. Okay. Let's put that back. Okay. So moving on to this. I got this in, when I bought this, because this was the box set, the second box, or third, I should say, the third box set of One Piece, which was, you know, just all of this. And so I got this with it, and it is the Dragon Ball and Toriko crossover, as well as the One Piece and Dragon Ball crossover. I might have said Dragon Ball and Toriko crossover. I apologize for that, but you know, I'm sorry. But it's so interesting whenever like you have a crossover. I always am interested in how they do crossovers, with like mangaka, because I mean, think about how difficult that is. You draw, like when you look at One Piece, it's all Oda. You know what I'm saying? And you look at Toriko, it's all him. And when it's Dragon Ball, it's all Toriyama. So it's so weird to think about like, oh yeah, let me finish this one panel here, send it over to you, hey, send it back, kind of thing. It just seems like a kind of a waste of time in a way, but also kind of interesting. So I'd love to see more of stuff like that. That seems so interesting. And then finally, we have the J-Stars Victory versus Plus Compendium, which is just basically like a rundown of all the characters, because I doubt many people in the West knew like more than half of these characters. You know, at this point, I don't think that the Western audience knew half of these characters. A quarter, maybe, but that's pushing it. Like, a majority of them probably didn't. But I did like the game. The game was fun. I wish it was better, though, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't want a better game, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, so, it's just like the controls thing, and then it has like all these character bios kind of thing. So it has like, so this is how I found some of this series that I had never heard of, because I didn't hear of many of these. So this is how I found out about Jaga, Skit Dance, Hunter. I knew about JoJo. I didn't know that much about Bleach. Obviously, Bo. I didn't know anything about until this. I'm like, what is going on? And then the one I love to tell people is the Koro Sensei. I didn't know who he was. We were just joking around, like, oh, a smiley face made it into Jump, kind of joke. But apparently he's in. Oh, and the Saiki Kuso no Piasainan. That's like a series I do enjoy here and there. Anyways, let's put you guys back. How does it go? Yeah, this way. Maybe the other way. I don't really know. Anyways, so let's move on to the next bookshelf.